internet viewers, I'm the Fairly OddGamer. As we continue Sonic Classic Games Month, it's best to talk about the Sonic game that would ultimately become a fan favorite. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about.
Well, considering I gave it away in the last review, yeah!
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles.
As we previously mentioned, Sonic 2 became the highest-selling Sonic game with over 60 million copies sold worldwide. But Sega wanted to top that by releasing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in February of 1994 and Sonic & Knuckles 6 months later. Why were they separated, you ask? Well, originally both games were supposed to be combined into one game. However, because of time constraints, this would be the final result. If you play through Sonic 3 alone, it feels like you're playing through half of the game.
However, if you put in Sonic & Knuckles, it feels like playing the other half. But thanks to Sonic & Knuckles' lock-on technology! If you attach Sonic 3 onto Sonic & Knuckles, you'll get the full game.
And that's the version we'll be looking at for this review.
Is it still a good game? Let's find out.
After starting the game, you'll notice the file select screen. Yep, Sonic 3 and Knuckles has a save system in which you can continue your process on the last zone you were saved in. But if you want to be technical, Sonic CD did it first via backup memory from the Sega CD, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles handled it better. While the game still has continues, they're pretty much worthless once you beat the game because your save file can also be used as a level select. Speaking of level select, putting in the Sonic 3 level select code grants you access to the level select screen. Problem is that it doesn't work for the most part. Now you understand why Sonic 3 is only the first half because some of these levels aren't even in that game. Only in Sonic & Knuckles.
The thing that separates Sonic 3 and Knuckles from the earlier games is the way the game tells its story through end-of-level cutscenes. Once you beat a level or act, you'll get a cutscene showing them what happens to Sonic and Tails when they transition to the next zone, which will be later used in Sonic Mania. Actually, Sonic Mania took a lot of elements from Sonic 3 and Knuckles the more I think about it.
So let's get to the game itself. Sonic 3 and Knuckles takes place immediately after the events of Sonic 2, in which a Death Egg falls into the ocean. Speaking of which, Sonic and Tails make their way to Angel Island via tornado as Sonic transforms into Super Sonic. However, upon entrance, they run into a new character, Knuckles the Echidna. More on him later.
He steals the Chaos Emeralds and then laughs in our faces, jerk. And then the journey to find all the 7 Chaos Emeralds begins. Now, in order to get to the special stages this time, there are these giant rings hidden in each act. Just jump into them and you'll have to complete a special stage where you make blue spears into red spears and or into rings in order to get the Chaos Emerald.
Now you may be asking, how do you turn these spheres into rings? It's pretty simple. All you do is encircle a grid of spheres and the rings are yours. If you manage to collect all the rings in a special stage, then you'll be given a perfect. Not only does it reward you with a continue, but also an extra life via point value. But do try to be careful because you progressively move faster the longer you spend time in these stages, and touching a red sphere automatically ends the special stage. Personally, I don't think the special stages are that challenging. You do tend to get lost at times, but I'm sure you can breeze by them once you know what you're doing. If you collect all the Chaos Emeralds, you will, again, transform into Super Sonic.
But unlike in Sonic 2, you can actually choose when to transform into Super Sonic. If you had 50 rings and jumped once in Sonic 2, you would automatically transform into Super Sonic. However, in this game, you transform by pressing the jump button twice. And Super Sonic is about the same as in Sonic 2, ring requirement and all, so nothing much to add.
But that's not the only thing though. If you pass a checkpoint with at least 25 rings, stars will circle around it like in Sonic 2. But unlike Sonic 2, jumping into a checkpoint transfers you to either one of 3 bonus stages. A slot machine with the same bonus stage as the exit at Sonic 1, but much darker. A gumball machine that can reward you with items such as rings and shields surrounded by bumpers and red springs. And one with magnetic spheres in which you have to make your way to the top while grabbing some rings as well as a few items along the way. I actually like the magnetic sphere stage based on the concept alone, as well as the gumball stage if you wanted to get a good shield.
Speaking of which, this game also introduces the elemental shields. Think of these like Mario's power-ups. The fire shield gives you fire powers, in which you can survive fire attacks from enemies, and it allows you to do a fire dash at whatever stands in your way. The bubble shield allows you to survive underwater, and it also lets you bounce to high places. The electric shield lets you do a double jump, and collects nearby rings and brings them to you! There's also a new attack called the Insta-Shield, which if you push the jump button twice, it can kill enemies and items in a short distance, and it can avoid projectiles. Cool!
Before moving on, I forgot to mention in the last review that you can actually play as Tails in Sonic 2, even though you can't have him fly. However, Tails can fly in this game as well as swim. It doesn't last for a long time, but it's safe to assume that he's the easy mode of the game. Oh, and remember Knuckles a moment ago? Apparently he's playable too. He can glide in midair by dreadlocks? As well as climb off walls with his fists. Plus he can break through rocks and access new areas in which Sonic and Tails could not originally. You could say it's the hard mode based on how dangerous some of its routes are.
The graphics in this game do look different from the previous entries, Sonic and Tails included, as they have new designs and updated idle and winning animations, but they look amazing. Believe me when I say this is the best looking classic Sonic game, out of all of them. Angel Island Zone isn't just another Green Hill Zone, oh no. This feels very different and can get non-linear at times. Not to mention in Act 2 the island can catch fire!
Oh yeah, did we mention, this game also introduces Act 1 mini-bosses, which for the most part are pretty simple. That is, again, if you know what you're doing. Hydrocity Zone is the water level in this game, in which the water brings in no threat at all by means of said bubble shield. But it's still very fast-paced to say the least.
Marble Garden Zone. Thank God it's nothing like Marble Zone at all. It's fast-paced, fun, and it's way less platforming.
Oh boy, let's talk about Carnival Night Zone. It's like Casino Night Zone, but with balloons, bumpers, and of course, the infamous barrel in which you only have to go up and down. But what makes this level important? The music. It's rumored that the music in Sonic 3, and only Sonic 3, was composed by the King of Pop himself, Michael Jackson. There are a few cases in which Jackson either did the music, or was at least influenced. They include the Act 1 mini-boss, Knuckles theme, and even Launch Base Zone. Want to see more evidence? How about the end credits theme from Sonic 3? It would later become Jackson's hit song Stranger in Moscow. And this level is no exception, because it's based on Jam from the Dangerous album.
Not to mention, at the end of every zone has its own music. Each one is different from another. Moving on to Ice Cap Zone, the zone starts you off on a snowboard as you ride down a mountain away from an avalanche. The sequence would become so popular that they would later reuse this idea in Sonic Adventure.
With rockin' music to go with it!
Hey dudes, did somebody say snowboarding?
Oh hey Alex, what's up?
Nothing much. How's your friend doing?
Oh, me? I'm doing fine, Michelangelo. Hux.
Honestly, I'm fine with either. By the way, did you know that Snurfer was actually the original name for the snowboard?
Really? I did not know that.
Neither did I, apparently.
Yeah, you should try it sometime. Anyway, I just wanted to see what's up. Later, dudes!
Also, despite Ice Cap being an ice level, there are no ice physics anywhere. Thank goodness!
Launch Base Zone feels about the same as Scrap Brain Zone, except with an outdoor aesthetic, and it's not that hard, just long is all. It's also seeing cool seeing Knuckles lose his balance and fall off a pedestal. This is what you get for stealing the Chaos Emeralds, Knuckles! If you're playing this level in Sonic 3 alone, you have to fight Robotnik 3 times instead of 2. And with the sky turning violet apparently. Just use your Enter Shield when you get a chance and be sure to hold on to a ring if possible. If not, then you're screwed because you'll ultimately die and you have to start the 2 or 3 boss battles all over again. Anyway, once you defeat Robotnik for the final time, the game's over, right? Wrong! Alright, this is the first half of the game. So, on to the Sonic and Knuckles levels.
Mushroom Hill Zone. I don't think we're in Green Hill Zone anymore. We must be over the fungi. Also, this is the first level in Sonic and Knuckles with climate change as you progress through.
It's here where we're introduced to another powerful gem, Super Emeralds. You only start collecting them after getting the corresponding number of Chaos Emeralds. How do you get these Super Emeralds? You guessed it, more special stages! Yay!
And once you get the Super Emeralds, you'll transform into the best form for Sonic ever. A Super Saiyan God! Nah, just kidding, you turn into Hypersonic. But considering all the powers he has in this form, he might as well be God himself. Not only can he go super fast, but he can also do a mid-air dash attack which acts as a secondary jump, as well as be impervious to water. So you're saying that Supersonic can't breathe underwater, but Hypersonic can? How?
A wizard did it.
Plus the Super Emeralds grant both Knuckles and even Tails with their own super abilities. Both of Knuckles' super forms are about the same as Sonic with faster mobility. On the other hand, Tails never had a super form with the Chaos Emeralds. As a result, Tails would need all the Super Emeralds to obtain his super ability. What is it, you may ask? Bites! Yep, Tails has a bird army that can attack enemies at close range. And that's pretty much it. Flying Battery Zone. Surprisingly, it has no flying batteries. Why did you lie to me, Sega?
You can't handle the truth!
But the level itself is actually pretty good, and that's the truth.
Sandopolis Zone. Why? 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 Why?
And what's it like, you may ask? Well, in the words of Anakin Skywalker,
it's coarse and rough and irritating.
And it gets everywhere.
And not only do you have to deal with sand, but also ghosts. So who are you gonna call?
Someone else.
Lava Reef Zone is actually pretty difficult. That is until you have possession of the Fire Shield. Whenever you see one, do us a favor and hold on to it. Hidden Palace Zone is probably the easiest level in the entire game. But this is also the first time where Sonic gets to beat up Knuckles. Yep, this is the first Sonic game to ever have a character battle within a game's story. Once that's over with, Knuckles finds out who the real evil is after being electrocuted by Eggman. So Sonic has an enemy turned partner. I'm sure this won't happen in future Sonic games, right? Right?
Sky Sanctuary Zone. Probably one of the best levels in the game that would later be redone in Sonic Generations. Also, Mecha Sonic returns for familiar boss fights and then a one-on-one battle. And then once you beat him, the ground starts falling as Sonic and Tails run to the top of the tower. Kinda reminds me of Miyazaki's Castle in the Sky. Anybody think so too?
On to the next level, Death Egg Zone. Unlike Sonic 2, this has two full acts as well as Sonic running upside down and getting transported via light beams?
Well, that's what Sonic Retro calls it.
Plus we get the final encounter against Robotnik and a giant mech version of himself and using the Master Emerald as a giant laser. This leads to the Doomsday Zone, the true final level of the game. But here's the catch. It's only available if you collect all the Chaos Emeralds or Super Emeralds if applicable. All you do is collect as many rings as possible and ram into Robotnik multiple times. After defeating Robotnik, Sonic and Tails retrieve the Master Emerald as Angel Island rises from its watery grave, only to have it fall again 4 years later. Like Sonic 2, this game has a multiplayer feature. However, this game has 5 new levels: Azure Lake, Balloon Park, Chrome Gadget, Desert Palace, and Endless Mine. Nothing much to say about them except these levels look pretty good, and all of them are fast-paced.
So Gamer, what did you think of Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
well, despite the game being long for a Genesis title, I think it's definitely worth it.
I can see why this game was a longtime favorite for most Sonic fans. It has everything needed that classic Sonic fans would enjoy. Incredible graphics, outstanding gameplay, and a compelling story to boot. The levels all look amazing aesthetically and structurally, especially having to intertwine both acts into one zone. That is awesome. As for gameplay, what can I say about it? Each character brings a different style of gameplay without ruining the experience. Personally, that's how it's supposed to be done. The music overall is fantastic, with or without Michael Jackson's involvement. And I love the idea of having a different version of music for each zone in order to make it stand out to one another. Now, because Sonic and Knuckles has a lock-on feature, you can actually connect it to the first two Sonic games. Jacking in Sonic 2 triggers Knuckles in Sonic 2, which is pretty much Sonic 2 with Knuckles. And because Knuckles can glide and climb up walls, that technically means Knuckles is the only character to escape the dreaded pit in Mystic Cave Zone. If you attack Sonic 1 or any other Genesis cartridge, you play Blue Spheres, which is pretty much a special stage marathon, so nothing much to add. Overall, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is one of the best Sonic games in the classic era, and I would definitely recommend this game to any classic Sonic fan looking for a good game. That in addition to Sonic 1 and 2. And trust me, it is definitely worth your time playing.
For me, while Sonic CD is my favorite classic Sonic game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, in my opinion, the best classic Sonic game. It has everything you fans want and more, with new power-ups, new levels, new special stages, better graphics, new mechanics, new features, and gameplay, and most importantly, the ability to save the game! It's just pure fun for any gamer looking for a good Sonic game.
And with that, we finally reached the end of the main series. So next time we meet, we're going to talk about some of the other Sonic games around that era.
Aw, man, do we have to?
I'm afraid, Sonicify, we must.
No! No! No!
I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you all good luck the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
No!
How's it going, dudes? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified for upcoming videos.
Also, be sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as my character buddies on TikTok and video commissions. Links to those in the description below. Speaking of character buddies, here's one of them right now to finish out the video.
Ah, bless me bagpipes. Hello, everyone. I'm Scrooge McDuck, the richest duck in the world, and I'm here to remind you that you can support this very channel on Patreon. As a supporter, you'll be granted access to the Discord server, have your name featured in the credits, and bonus content, including a sneak peek and or an early showing of upcoming game reviews. Before concluding, I must give a special shout out to Alexander Bourne, also known as Wisdom Tot, for possibly having some gold in his back pocket. So thank you one and all for watching the video and supporting the channel. And if you excuse me, I've got to go check on the status of me money bin. I don't want to be wasting any more this time around. Also got to check if the Beagle Boys are hanging about.